morning, everybody. How are ya? I've been away for a little while, doing a little traveling. But in my absence, I got all fancy. Look at this. I opened up a website. It's called uncensoredfood.com. And that's just because they say fuck a lot. Oops. Mother used to tell me, if people can't take salty language, they can go fuck themselves. So anyway, carrying on with that. I hope you'll go to my website, you'll subscribe, you'll sign in, you'll communicate with me that way. We're gonna still have a lot of fun. What I'm working on now is Sunday dinner. I'm making a mouth-watering braised beef short rib today. And it's gonna be served, of course, in a pile, which is the way I like foods. But it's really easy to make. Just pay attention to this. Here we go. To begin, I've got my beef short ribs heavily salted and pepper in a 400-degree oven just for 20 or 30 minutes just to brown top and bottom. On the stove, I have a pot of olive oil going. You know, can't live without olive oil. And to that, I'm gonna add a very finely diced fennel ball. You know, in Italy, it's called the fennel. And we have celery and carrots and onions and what is that? Celery, carrots, onion. Oh, and a leek, a big giant leek, which is kind of oniony. We're gonna throw all these things, follow me, into the hot oil and brown it. Cook it down. It's gonna take, shit. If you weren't watching, I'd pick that up and throw it in the pot. You know I would. All right, but I won't, because that's just gross. All right, we'll get that started. As soon as this cooks down 5 or 6 minutes, we're gonna add 3 coarsely diced cloves of garlic. Of course we're using garlic, we always use garlic, what the fuck? All right, now I've cooked these vegetables for about 20 minutes. I'm gonna add the garlic, and I'm only gonna cook this for another 2 or 3 minutes. That's it. And then we're gonna add some wine. When you're cooking with wine, don't use the cheap shit. Always buy good. If you wouldn't drink it, don't cook with it. I am not a big wine connoisseur. I'm not a good drinker. I end up dancing naked on a table after one. So I stay away from alcohol. Just a good idea. So I have to ask questions. You know, what I've selected is a good, a dry red wine that I am now, follow me kids, gonna put about half a bottle into my vegetable mix. You see that? Ooh, are you loving it now? Don't forget to recycle. Recycle everything. Stir that in. We're gonna cook it for a little while just to reduce the wine a bit. This is reducing nicely. So now to this, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons, heaping, of tomato paste. Right? You with me so far? Let me stir that in and then we're gonna keep going. To the tomato paste concoction, we're going to add about a tablespoon or so brown sugar. Why? Because I feel like it. And then I've bundled up some herbs here. I have fresh thyme, fresh sage, fresh rosemary, and just keep it in a bundle because you're gonna take this out later. We're just using it for the flavor. And toss that in. Stir everything around. And again, let it reduce or simmer, whatever, for shit. Who's surprised? For about 5 minutes or until I can go clean my clothes. That's about as clean as it's gonna get. Now I'm gonna add 4 cups of beef stock. Throw that in. I don't usually salt this quite yet because I'm not sure, you know, what it's gonna taste like. So do what I usually do. Stick your face in there. Taste it. Let's see. Fuck me. It needs nothing. It's perfection. Now, take these previously browned beef ribs. Cover this sucker. Oh, geez. Turn off. And you're gonna place this all in a 350-degree oven. You're gonna look at it after about 2 hours. Then you're gonna cook it for a little while longer. Can I touch this? I can't. 300, no, fuck, oh, I can't. Oops. third-degree burns in the middle of all this. Not so cool. All right. Put it in 300 degrees, 2 hours, walk away. Alexa, set my timer for 2 hours.
2 hours.
I'll go look. While that is cooking, kids, I am going to stuff 2 artichokes. This is a very big Dago thing. Ugh, stand by. This is going to be good. Well, it already smells quite spectacular in here. And these have only been cooking for about 45 minutes. So I'm going to take this opportunity to stuff a couple of artichokes. Here's what you do. Cut the stem off. Take off and throw away the outer leaves. Those that are left, snip them so that they're not pointy and sticky. And they'll slash your wrist. That's very bad. Force them open a bit. Now I've made a very simple concoction of breadcrumbs, a garlic powder, and onion powder. And now all you do is you just lay this in gently. You don't want to overstuff this. This is always a mistake. Then it's pure frickin' bread and you can't taste any vegetable. So that's no good. And make a very thin topping of this. Throw it in. Both artichokes. Okay? And then, so artichokes are just a bitter old weed unless you cook it right. And it's going to take a while to cook. I've stuffed this very lightly. Now I'm going to drizzle olive oil over the top. Kind of get it in there, keep it moist. I'm going to do that to both of them, and then they're going to go into a covered pot that's on the oven right now. My beloved, my favorite frickin' Meissen pots. I love these pots. Follow me. And in here is hot water, obviously, and chicken stock. So these are placed in boiling water and chicken stock. You see they're very lightly stuffed. This is a good thing. Cover it, cook this for at least an hour. If the water starts to disappear, add more, for God's sakes. Okay, the last part of preparation for the artichoke is to dice up some fresh ginger. Look at this hunk of beauty I got. And I'm gonna toast this in a little bit of olive oil on the stove, and this is going to top the artichoke with cheese and just some lightly toasted ginger. This is gonna go on top of the artichoke. Look at that beauty. This is gonna cook for at least an hour, probably a little bit more. Voila! Lunch is served. Dinner, brunch, whatever. Braised beef with vegetables on top of garlic mashed potatoes and a stuffed artichoke that I've garnished with French fried ginger and some slivered Parmesan. This is all good. And if you're in my neighborhood, come on over. Look at that big pot. I still got it. If you like what you saw, go to uncensoredfood.com, make a donation, send me a note, tell me what you want to cook, ask me a question, I'm there for you. Thanks for everything, everybody. See ya. How delicious does that look, folks? Ooh, I wish you were here. We would be having a glass of wine and some delicious braised beef.